Hello and welcome to this session of Talking Tech, Women and Girls in ICT. My name is Venissa and today I'm delighted to be having a discussion about tech and tech careers with Anoja Basnayake, the Director of Information Technology, Baurs & Company Private Limited. Before we get started, I would like to share a little about Talking Tech. Talking Tech is a series celebrating girls and women in tech. It's been recorded around the world between Girls in ICT Day 2020 and Girls in ICT Day 2022. Girls in ICT Day is an international day marked on the fourth Thursday of each April. The objective is to help create a global environment that encourages young women to consider studies and careers in the field of ICT, that is, information and communication technology. The Talking Tech series is brought to you by the ITU, UNICC, and the Office of the UN Secretary General's Envoy on Youth, and is in support of Equals, the global partnership for gender equality in the digital age. Hi, Anoja, and thank you for joining me today. To kick things off, would you mind introducing yourself to our audience and talking about your current job?
Hi, Venissa. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm very excited to share my experience and talk about ICT and technology career for young girls. My name is Anoja Basnayake, and I have over 27 years in experience in information technology industry in Sri Lanka. I graduated from University of Colombo with bachelor's honors degree, specialized in computer science. I am currently working as a director information technology at Baurs & Company Private Limited, a Swiss company in Sri Lanka, celebrating 125 years as of now. Baurs as a company values the contribution of women in all aspects, especially in technology. In my current capacity, I oversee group digital transformation strategy aligned with the company strategy. My role is more cross-functional, where I need to drive culture change that revolves around the technology. I focus three things as priority. One, early adaptation of right technology and integrating them into the business is one of the core strategies that we adhere to stay ahead to be in the competitive market. Use of agile methodology as a strategy in deploying of technology to keep ahead of the digitalization curve while focusing in IT strategy. The third thing is very important, developing talent to drive technology, which is a core in integrating technology to business. I always love to share my knowledge, experience with the industry, especially to help young people who are aspiring in their IT as a career. I currently work with professional bodies in providing such services. I serve as a board member of the Project Management Institute, Sri Lanka chapter, as a board member of the SAP user group, and also serves as a committee member of the Project Management Institute Regional 11 Women Empowerment Committee.
Okay, wow, that sounds amazing. But all incredible things start somewhere. So how did you get into technology? Would you mind sharing a little about your journey?
Yes. During my university days, I had a passion for technology initiatives, and I always want to do something different and be innovative. That was the time where the information technology was booming in Sri Lanka. And I decided to specialize in computer science for my degree. While studying in the university, I also followed CIMA as I wanted to have management accounting knowledge to pursue my technology career. If I talk about my journey thus far, I began my career as a management trainee at Haley's Exports Limited, a blue chip company in Sri Lanka, where I gained experience in different disciplines such as finance, IT, supply chain. With the Y2K challenge in year 2000, the company chose to transit from its legacy system to a ERP system. And I was appointed as the project manager for the ERP implementation. After successful implementation, I was promoted as manager information technology. And this was the watershed moment of my career, moving to hardcore information technology. With the experience in ERP implementation, I progressed my career and joined Comfortware Private Limited, a company in Brandex Group, to lead their IT systems division, where I was able to adopt numerous challenges in the dynamic apparel industry. Later, I moved to PricewaterhouseCoopers, Sri Lanka, to lead their IT strategy arm in providing customers with IT strategy and project management consulting. Later, I joined Baurs Company Private Limited as a manager IT in 2008, and I was subsequently promoted to the board as a director. I became the first female director appointed to the Baurs board. My journey at Baurs so far inspiring, enriching, and plenty of challenges and learning experience.
It's an incredible journey indeed. Being a woman in a field as demanding and male dominated as tech definitely isn't a walk in the park. Could you please tell us about the challenges you have faced along the way and how you overcame them to be where you are today?
That's an interesting question. Yes, if you look at the past in Sri Lanka, there were very less women involvement in tech jobs in the top positions of the technology. But now we see there is an increased participation of women in leadership positions, especially in technology. It is commendable to note that Sri Lanka already had produced top female leaders in technology who have pioneered or co-founded tech-based ventures. If I talk about my experience, going back to my university days, there were 30 students in my computer special batch and only 6 females. We had challenges, especially during practical work, sometimes only 1 female in a team. We had to work very hard to achieve and bring innovation and to show men that we are in par with them. In the past, there was a lot of society fear that female will not fit to the tech jobs. And that became a barrier in female entry into the tech jobs. Also, both family and work pressure push female into situations on how to keep balance between work and home. Also, our society expects women to take more responsibility at home front, looking after the children, than pursuing professional career. I did face same challenges in my career. When I applied for job opportunities of some of the companies, I was the only female candidate, and I had to make a lot of effort at the interview to prove that I'm capable of enough to do the tech job. Thanks to my superiors for giving me the opportunity, having the trust and confidence that I can do the job. I always went through similar difficulties that other female faced at their early career, such as career breaks during maternity leave, facing difficulties in looking after the kid, balancing work and home front. Thanks to my parents, my husband, my son, who always supported and encouraged me in my career aspiration in helping me on possible ways. Sometimes I had to work very late, weekends, overnight, in meeting project deadlines. Mostly, I had to work with men, and most of my team members were men. I think my courage, attitude with headstrong, independent, and self-assured to in pursuing my aspiration helped me where I am today. The knowledge and the experience in the latest technology and keeping in touch with the tech society also helped me to move in my career ladder. Today, I'm one of the women leaders in Sri Lanka IT industry, and I represent the professional bodies in helping the industry.
I can assure you that the faith of those around you hasn't been misplaced. So could you share an example or two of things you have done in or with tech that you are particularly proud of?
There was many achievements in my life that I am always proud of, especially achieving to a top level in the tech career itself is an achievement. But I can mention two major achievements in the tech space. In late 90s, I was in my first job where the ERP solutions and internet was just starting in Sri Lanka. And I was appointed as the project manager to implement company-wide ERP solution, replacing its legacy system. During that time, company did not have any integrated network, and I had to set up the company-wide network infrastructure, setting up servers, defining processes, along with training staff. I also had to work with a team of experts from India. It was my first ERP implementation, successfully achieved the defined scope with the cost and the timeline. If I move into my second biggest achievement, there is in a recent achievement to mention in my current position. Baurs decided to migrate its ERP to its latest version with cloud deployment as one of its digital transformation journey. As soon as we signed the agreement with the product vendor, the world had to face the COVID pandemic. But we all decided to move forward and start the project. Issuing the RFP, vendor evaluation, deciding the implementation partner, project kickoff, all activities happen offshore. Not only the entire project execution with cloud deployment happened offsite, but throughout the pandemic, all the stakeholders of the project work offshore, virtually from different locations. Yet we achieved the target deadline of go live without compromising the quality or scope. We were the first company in Sri Lanka who moved to the latest version of this ERP system in year 2021. At the project initiation, some discouraged that this kind of large projects cannot be executed offshore. Thanks to our management, all stakeholders, and my dedicated team, we were able to make this project a great success. Before moving to the next question, I would like to share my wholehearted gratitude towards my parents, spouse, my loving son, my mentors, superiors, colleagues, and my team members who supported throughout my career.
Well, since the series is about girls and women in technology, do you have any career and or tech advice for girls and young women in tech?
Yes, of course. First, be passionate of what you do and strive to achieve the desired goal in life, both professional career and personal life. Be humble. Take leadership always. Be ahead of technology and always acquire new skills. Always try to balance between work and family and ask for help when needed. It's very important.
That marks the end of my questions. From the point we have met, I've been barraging you with questions. So I think it's time I extend the opportunity if you have any questions for me.
Yes. Thus far, I have explained my experience and my achievement. How about you? Why did you choose to get into technology?
For as long as I remember, I have loved to challenge the norms and expectations. For a major part of my childhood, I've been an athlete, and for the latter of which, I simultaneously pursued an education in applied science, something which not many would consider mainstream. I, however, have enjoyed every bit of it, and I love how it has uniquely shaped my perception of the importance of health and quality of human life, and ultimately how it has pushed me to what I expect and hope to achieve through technology. To me, challenging the mainstream is essentially what technology is about, proving that by trying hard enough, we can accomplish what was once thought to be impossible, which is perhaps why it resonates so strongly with me. Besides, as cheeky as it sounds, these social beliefs against women pursuing careers in technology have just made this path all the more appealing. As for my journey in tech, it has been as interesting as I initially imagined it to be, if not more. Since I'm still early in my career, I've been taking the liberty to explore widely and trying to find my place in building technology that improves lives. So far, I've worked as an intern at two multinational companies when I was still in college. I worked at BASF, where I was an intern in the electrical engineering services, and at GE Healthcare, where I was a digital technology intern and then a co-op following my graduation. Besides this, I've also been a freelance technical content writer and a networking intern at two amazing startups here in India. Currently, I work as a robotics engineer in the electronics domain. And yes, it is as exciting as it sounds. Although I have to admit, things have been quite dynamic and not without challenges. But looking back, I've learned and grown so much just in the 1.5 years since my graduation. I can't wait for what is to come.
Wow, it's so nice. And you have gone so far, even at your early stage of your career. So, do you have any message for other women in the tech that you would like to share now?
Although I've had very little experience in the field, over the years, I've noticed that women, and not just limited to women in tech, are often more critical of themselves than they should be. It is not that we do not have enough capable women, it is rather that they themselves don't realize just how brilliant they are. While it would be nice if we could simply teach ourselves to overcome this, it's easier said than done. So it would be great if we could, as women in technology, be supportive of the women around us. A little boost of confidence, I believe, could go a long way. And hopefully down the line, we'll have more women who would eventually do it for us, or rather, we'd learn to do it for ourselves.
Thank you. It was nice to hear your advice.
I believe that wraps up our session today for Talking Tech, Women and Girls in ICT. Thanks so much, Anoja. I really enjoyed our chat today. Thanks so much to our viewers for watching.
Thank you so much, Venissa. I too really enjoyed talking to you and sharing my experience. Thanks.